This is the NALA privacy statement page. You've arrived on this page because you've clicked on the privacy policy on the account page. A privacy statement is a normal part of websites. It lets you know what information we collect, why, and what we do with it. The Learn with NALA privacy statement will be explained in this video. You can also download our NALA General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, at this link below. We respect your rights. We are committed to the Data Protection Acts of 1988 to 2018 and the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, of 2018. You do have to provide some personal data to use the site. Personal data is any information which is particular to you, like your name, address, or date of birth. We will treat all your information so that it is in line with these acts. We will also collect some technical information, like the internet address of the device that you use, and if you've accessed the site by using a search engine, like Google, or if you've clicked on a link like an ad on another website. All of this is done to try and help the performance of the website for you. Note that this technical data doesn't provide us with any personal data. There are some cookies used on the website. You might have noticed this pop up the first time when you came to the website. You can click on the link here to read the privacy policy, or click on X to close this pop-up window. A cookie is basically a simple text file that contains some information about the name of the site and some user identity. The whole reason is to remember how long you've been to the site and if you've been to the site before, so that each time you come to the site, it makes it quicker for you to access the information. As you have to give us some personal information, this involves getting your consent or your permission. By using the site, you give us consent to process and administer your personal data. That means to manage your data so that we can do necessary actions, for example, to send you forward for a QQI award. We will also keep a record of incoming and outgoing communications, and we won't share this information with any other third parties or outsiders unless it's in line with the data protection legislation. So by using the site, you are giving us consent to process the data in this way. So what information do we request or ask of you? If you're in an ETB centre, then we'll look for your name, address, contact number, PPSN, gender, date of birth, email address, and how you're learning, your learning mode. Is it on your own, with an NALA tutor, as a homeschooler, or with a centre? If you are not in an ETB centre, then we will also ask for additional information in order to register you on the SOLAS PLSS system. This will include the country you're born in, your highest level of educational attainment, so how far have you got in your education, your economic status, for example, if you're retired, employed, unemployed, and when that status began. Why do we collect this information? Well, we collect it so that we can contact you about your course. For example, if you're submitting portfolio work, we need to be able to contact you so that we can forward your work for a QQI award, to verify your account in case you lose your username or password, and to register you with QQI so that you can get a certificate. Who do we share your personal data with? We share it with Quality and Qualifications Ireland, QQI, and with SOLAS. We have an opt-in policy. This means that we will not send you any information unless you have requested or asked to receive it. You can also choose to opt out by clicking on the link at the bottom of any email communication you receive from us. Security of data. We take our security obligations for your personal data seriously, and we have strong organizational security measures to protect your data. If you have provided us with personal data, you have a right to a copy of your personal data. You can get this by filling out a Subject Access Request form. If you click on this link here, you can download the form and you can send it to our Internal Support Coordinator at NALA, Sandford Lodge, Sandford Close, Ranelagh. You can also send it to our email info@nala.ie. When you submit the form, we ask that you send in a copy of identification, which includes your photo, to verify that it's you, and a recent bill as proof of address. If you're not happy with the data protection offered, you can make a complaint to the Data Protection Commissioner by going to www.dataprotection.ie or going to the address on this page. If you ask us to correct or change and erase or delete your personal data, we will do so as long as it is in line with the following notice. We are obliged to keep information if it is for a lawful purpose, in line with the Data Protection Acts and GDPR regulation of 2018. We trust that you know we value and respect your right to privacy, and we will not use it for any inappropriate purpose. There are terms and conditions on the privacy page which cover things like copyright, which means that you must not reproduce any of the contents on the pages. That means copying them. Nor can you transmit or store. That means to send or keep any part of the website on another site. Other conditions that apply is that some of the information on the site goes to websites that we do not maintain. We will not be liable in any way for the content on those websites. When you use the site, you accept that your use of the site and any information on it will also be governed by the laws of Ireland. Use of the site elsewhere means that it is not intended to use the site nor the information on the site and to distribute it or send it to other areas. If you have your own site, then you need permission to link our website elsewhere. You cannot do this without getting NALA's prior written consent. Two final conditions. Please be careful when sending personal information using email. We can't guarantee that somebody may hack into the email. Also, please note that we can change the information without notification to you, and that is part of our terms and conditions. We are working to create the best site that we can. We do not make any guarantees that the information could be inaccurate. When you use the site, you do so at your own risk. We do not accept liability for any damages resulting from loss of use, data or profits as a result of using the site or any of its contents. We do not accept liability for any inaccuracies, that's things wrong, or omissions, things left out on the site. And we have the right to update or change the information on the site, including the terms and conditions, without giving notice. Please note that this site is free to use. However, we do not warrant or say that the site will be continuously available. When you use the site, you must ensure that your use of it complies with the relevant laws and regulations. We can't guarantee, unfortunately, that data sent over the internet is totally secure, so please be aware of that. And when you're using the site, you agree not to post anything which might be offensive or unlawful that might end up as a criminal offence. We have the right to remove any materials posted to the site, and we can share your identity to certain parties if it's part of an investigation. Any information that you give to us and enter on the site should be accurate. Now that you've gone through the privacy statement, go back to the account page by clicking on the tab called NALA. If you're happy with the privacy statement, then click on the box here and a tick will appear.